Hey guys, it's Drew here. Got my nice patio here, my concrete patio. There's Stark. And today we're working on the window motor. It's not actually the window motor that's failed. I did another video about the window switch, and it wasn't the switch. I actually caved because I needed to drive this car for Uber, and it was going to cost me like $300 or $400 to not be able to drive on the weekend. So I went to the dealership and had them seal the window up. But the guy showed me that this was most likely the issue. I'm not 100%, but that looks pretty loose. That's like a loose wire. So they went ahead, because people in my car were accidentally putting the window down, they disconnected the window. So this is this piece right here is kind of hammered in here. I may have to break this plastic and then find a way to fasten it back on. But there is, on the other side of this, the other half of this. So the window motor was pushed up, or he got it up manually. It's right up, it's up in here. Anyway, so the window is up now. But he said I might need a new window motor. I don't know. Window motors are pretty expensive, but to give you an idea, they're a pain in the butt to get to. You have to peel all this plastic off. And you have to take this bar out. This bar is actually, I think, what's holding the window frame up with the motor. The window sits in there. It's like an arm. So yeah, so if you're going to take the motor out, you have to actually just, and here's your door lock mechanism. There, it's kind of just hanging by a limb there. Hope I don't ruin that. I got to replace my other door lock. Anyway, so yeah, it's just kind of hanging. But anyway, that's it. If you replace your window motor, there's just a simple click and push to get it in there. You can see this wire goes up here, and then your switch. This is kind of interesting. So here's your up-down switch right here. On this side, it's right there. I assume that's a part that could probably also go bad. So if you ever need to replace yours, well, that's your door lock switch. I'm sorry. Whew, I'm off today. That's your door lock switch. But that also kind of feeds into this mess of wires, into the electric door locks around here. So that's right. The window switch is over here, and it runs all the way through the dash. Comes through these little cables here. So I hope that helps you guys a little bit, just to see the other half of this and why this was a bad wire from my knowledge. I'm going to check. That definitely looks like I need to, either push that together a little bit. What I may do is turn the car on and shake that a little bit and see if that is where my short is. Of course, there's testing equipment. I'm not real big on that, but you can test the voltage coming from here. You can test the voltage coming on this side. But that gives you an idea of what's inside this mess. And on the PT Cruiser, the window motors break quite a bit. So if you need to know how to pull the panel off, if you're catching this video separately, I do have another video where it kind of shows me snapping the panel off. But these are always helpful, as I said. And you start up here, and you pull this part off. And when this comes off, then it loosens up down there. And then I just snapped it back in. And then you start at the side and at the bottom. And there's like a hook on the top. So you don't want to start pulling at the top. You pull at the bottom. And then these little pinches here. So, okay guys, well, this is Drew. And like I said, I thought I'd just show you a little continuation. My other video was about taking the switch panel out. This is where the motor is, and I have a problem with one of the wires running to the motor. It's most likely that connection there, which would explain if you've got a power window that's working sometimes and then not working, it's probably short in a wire, not necessarily a switch. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, give it a thumbs up if it helps you. I hope your PT Cruiser is running well. They are cool little cars. They just really wear down. So, okay, guys. So continuing with this project here, I went ahead and this wire was just in terrible shape. I mean, I really should replace the motor, but I think the motor works. It's just the lead wire to it, and I don't want to get all in here into this panel. I just don't want to deal with that. I mean, if I have to, I will, but I'm pretty sure these wires wasn't working. So, you know, part of me thought about just chopping this off and then connecting these to these. Although this is a different gauge wire here, and I wouldn't be sure exactly which wire does what. You're also screwing the next person who buys this car, or even myself, if I need to replace that window motor. The plug wouldn't fit. So I have jerry-rigged the plug basically. basically what happened was there's an end on this plug, goes here. Okay, I'm trying to do this, show you this. This plug end here had completely deteriorated, just rotted out, whatever, and it was in there, and it was one of those little rubber thingies. So I stripped these wires down on this end, and I basically, this was show you where this was. This was in here behind this hole on the other side. So it was sticking out like this on the other, behind here. That's what that little white thing is. So when I cut those off, I'm trying to reconnect it. So basically I'm going to put these in here. These are crimped wire connectors. So I really hacked this instead of buying a new motor and installing it. A new motor is like 60 to 80 bucks even on eBay for a window, and I don't want to buy a used one. And I thought about replacing the cable because there's a little fitting on there, but I still got to get up in there to do it. I just didn't want to do it. So anyway, we're going to try this and see if it works. But these are heated connectors, shrink wrap crimp connectors. So basically you take crimp pliers. I went to Home Depot and bought these, or you could just use the one that are on electrical wire strippers, but I want a real strong one, and you crimp it down. So when you stick the wire into two hands here, one hand, two hands. When you stick the wire into this thing right there, there's a little hole, and then you pinch that down with the crimper, and it makes a complete connection from one end to the other. So the other end of this has this here. So this is going to connect into here, and then these are going to go into here if all goes as planned. We'll have to see how it works. And then I bought some, took a little trip to Harbor Freight Tools, and I bought some heat shrink wrap. Okay, this stuff is great. I didn't even really know this existed. So this wire had completely rotted out. I mean, this wire is not supposed to be sitting just like this. It's supposed to have a wire sheathing on it, and the sheathing had just rotted away, just from dry heat, I guess, or I don't know if there's a leak in this car or what. But this wire is supposed to be protected. It's not supposed to be just like this. So I bought the heat tubing. I'm going to put this tubing over this wire to protect it, because the door does get some moisture sometimes. And then I'm going to use a heat gun that I bought. So I'm putting a little money into this. The heat gun at Harbor Freight was actually 14 bucks with a 20% off coupon. It was $11.99. And these were only $4 for a whole set of boxes. So I have different sizes. That's awesome. So what I'm going to eventually do is I'm also going to heat wrap the other piece that I have, wherever it went off to. I'm going to heat wrap that extra piece on the end here too. So I'm just going to seal this real good, because this can be exposed to water. Oh, there it is. I'm going to heat wrap this whole end here. So that glue on there is hot glue, and I did that just to secure the wires as well. Hot glue is never really 100% permanent, but it helps. Okay, so I'll update. Well, we'll see how it goes in a couple minutes here. Okay, so I put on the heat shrink wrap, and wow, this stuff is great. It just coated, it looks like a brand new wire. It's amazing. I recommend buying some of this and a heat gun. I got it at Harbor Freight. It was like $4 for a box of assorted 4-foot lengths of it. Really cheap. Okay, so you've got your wire connectors here, and these are crimp. And you just get a crimp pliers like this, or you can use anything that'll secure it snugly. So hot glued in there. I did a bunch of stuff. The motor's in here, and I was gonna actually put this heat crimp over. I was gonna make this look brand new. I was gonna put a shielding over this. The great thing about this is I can protect. I can slide this over. Let me get it over here. Slide this over this like this, and then when I heat it up, it'll sheath it and protect it. And so that heat shielding is really awesome. The bad news is, I don't know. The window's not. I mean, there was a loose wire here for sure, but it's not working. Now I did take this car to the shop, So I don't know whether the mechanic disabled the motor. The motor is in there, or he screwed the motor in. I don't know. I gotta. So my dilemma here is I'm probably gonna need a new motor. I tried valiantly to save this, but this whole wire on this side up, all goes to the motor. So this is an independent wire here. I've also heard, I read online, you can take a battery and hook it into those two cables for there if you need to roll your window up or down if the wiring is stuck or if the switch is broke. If the switch is broken, like in one of the earlier videos. So you can always hook these up. Somebody said hook it up to a drill battery, like a Ryobi battery. Put the red and black on each of the copper ends. I haven't tried this, so I don't know, but they said if you go one way, it'll put the window up, and then if you put the red and black on the other side, it'll reverse it. It'll go down. So guys, this is Drew. Sorry this didn't work out, but if you have a loose wire or a broken wire on your window and you know it's that, this is a good way to do it. Get some wire crimpers and crimp it together, and hopefully you won't end up in the situation I did where it doesn't work. I mean, this troubleshooting these electrical in cars is just really, really difficult, but this idea will hopefully help you in finding out ways to improve your wiring in the car. I'm a little slow today, guys. I'm just a little pooped out. It's exhausting when you do something and it doesn't work, but I might sleep on it and give it another try. I don't know. I don't really want to pay for a new window motor, so I got to decide whether I just want to declare this window not working. Also, when the shop rolled the window up, the window motor is now all the way in here. If your window motor is stuck when it's down, you can actually get to it. This one is way up high, so we'll just have to figure it out. All right, guys, this is Drew. Thanks for watching. Give it a big like, subscribe if this helped, and I got plenty more videos coming with my PT Cruiser here that's falling apart piece by piece. Thanks. Alright guys, so I thought I'd give this video a happy ending here. The window works. I got the door panel back on. Well, let's test it out. Show you it works. All the way down, all the way up. I am a happy customer. In fact, the auto even works, I think. Yep. So, hands-free. Guys, basically what happened here, okay, that wire I showed you that was frayed, it shorted out the switch. So the switch was bad, in addition to the wire being bad in the door. So when I fixed the wire and I showed you in that one little spot where I plugged it in, I was like, uh-oh, it's not working. It was the switch and the wire. And man, if I had taken this to a dealer, they would have charged me through the teeth for testing. I mean, $100 an hour, they probably would have gotten me up to $500-600. They probably would have put in a brand new window motor, which would have, you know, I think the dealer window motors are like $200, something like that. Don't quote me on that. This could have been a very expensive process. I hope if you watch this video that it saved you some money and some time. And I'm working on the camera motion. I've gotten several comments about how I move the camera around too much. The idea is to let you know, give you knowledge. I did just buy a tripod today, so I've got a way to, you know, put the camera in a stationary place. So subscribe, guys. Give it a thumbs up, and I hope I saved somebody some money. Comment if this saved you, because I want to know I help people. That's what I do. And yeah, so it was the switch here and the wire in the window, and a symptom will be if all your switches work except for one, and sometimes it'll go down but it won't go up, or it'll go up and it won't go down. That's a short in your switch, and it can also be a short in your wire in the door. And what happens is the window goes up and down, and as it goes up and down, the wire gets frayed along the edge of that metal. So I reinforced the wire, as I showed you in the video, with that heat shrink tubing. All right, guys, thank you for subscribing and being a watcher and bearing through this whole video process with me. Hopefully it saves you some money. Once again, this is Drew, and hopefully I showed you how to repair a window switch on a 2008 PT Cruiser, 2006 through 2010 models, and I think this would apply to actually any other vehicle, but the PT Cruiser is the one with the poor wiring on the windows. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.